recorded. Okay, thank you for that. My apologies. Oh, good. Okay, so welcome to this my thinking of getting a website workshop. I know it's a bit of an interesting title because and that's something, if anyone who knows me, I always do. I don't do um, inside the box. I'm always outside the box. So my titles for my courses will be very provocative, should I say. So this course, I put it together because I was getting asked a lot of questions about, oh, I think I need a website, but I don't know where to start. What should I do? Who should I speak to? What questions should I ask? What's a domain? And what does .com, .net, what does all of that mean? So it prompted me over a few years to put this course together. So this is what's come out of those questions, etc., etc. So, next slide, let's move my slide on. Come on, sweet pea, off you go. Thank you. So, hopefully by the end of this workshop, you're going to be able to have an idea. This is, I call it a workshop. I was searching for the words to say what this is. It's more of a discussion. I'm not going to be um, teaching you anything. It's us to have a discussion about um, the questions that you probably got in your head that maybe not yourself, maybe someone else has said to you, oh, have you got a website? Do you know someone who's got a website? What do you what is it we've got to think? What have I got to think about? What do I need to do first? Do I buy a domain name? How much is it going to cost me? And all of those questions. So this is a space for us to be able to discuss that and talk about those things and be open and get those answers. But if not for yourself, then for someone else, someone might ask you those questions. So this is just to give you a chance to have those discussions and ask those questions. And maybe I can prompt and ask you some questions as well, so that you're able to have the information you need to make an informed decision. You may not need a website at the end of it, and not everybody does. Not everybody and not every business needs one. However, it's nice to have the information. It's good to have the information so that you can make an informed decision. Okay, so hopefully at the end of it, you'll get some information, and we'll have a bit of a discussion, and we'll have some fun. Might have a bit of a giggle. Um, but it's all informative, and it's gentle, and it's not any pressure on you. Okay, so our agenda for this morning, for the next 60 minutes, is welcomes and introductions. We're going to get acquainted. I've got a little icebreaker for you. Sorry, excuse me. And what you've taken away from the workshop, or what you can take away from it. Think about that. What you want to take away from it, should I say? Then we'll answer your questions. I'm going to ask you some questions that you may not have thought of as well. And then we're going to have a look at a couple of websites just to get an idea of what you need to look at. It's one thing I um, encourage my clients to do. Anyone who asks me about a website is go and have a look at a website that is in your domain, that is in your field, to get an idea of what you like, what you don't like, and where you're going, really. Because without seeing something in motion, that's something that's real, that's already out there, you may not have an idea of what you want, or you may have an idea of what you want, but when you see it actually in action, it makes you think a little differently. So that's the things we're going to look at and think about. We're going to talk about the extensions, so what the .net and .com, what they might mean, what they mean to you, and then we're going to look at my services that I can offer you. But it's not. I'm not selling you anything. I'm here as a. If you want to work with me, then you can. But if you don't, it's no biggie. I'm not precious about that. But I just want to make sure that you have the information so that when you um ask someone, or you decide to have a website, that you're going to have one, you want one made and designed, you have all the information that you need. Okay. Does that make sense? Has anyone got any questions as yet? If you see me looking slightly to the left, that's got because I've got my second screen and you guys are on there. I can see your faces there, and I like to look at your faces so that I can see because I feel a bit lost looking at my presentation. That's boring. You guys are more interesting. Um, so let's relax and get acquainted. So I've got a little icebreaker here, which you might like. You might find interesting. But as I said, I'm an outside the box kind of girl. So there's some pictures on your screen. So when you have a look at these, I've got another screen with some more pictures. But have a look at this screen and see which picture jumps out at you. I'm going to give you about 30 seconds, 40 seconds to have a look at this. And then I'm going to go to the next one. My maths ain't great, so I'm going to go. Is that about 30 seconds? So I'm going to go to the next set of cards and see which one jumps out here. Make a note of the number of the picture that, as I said, talks to you. I'll go back to the first one in a second, and then we're going to have a quick little discussion about why you chose this picture. Oh, I need to do this myself, don't I, as well? Oh, is it okay to go back to the other one? You can just give me a little emoji if you want to, or just nod your head. Yeah, let me go back to the first one because I think I saw one here that I kind of liked. Hmm, hmm. Okay, are we ready to share? Who would like to go first? You can unmute your mic and let us know which one you
Me.
chose and why.
Okay. I was looking at number two, but I couldn't figure out which
This number two?
direction.
Or
No, so the first slide.
oh
Number
right.
two, I was trying to figure out
What?
direction. Didn't I couldn't figure out what it was. So I call that confusion. So I couldn't
Okay,
see which direction. It's
brilliant.
upside down or sideways. And I put on confusion.
That's very true. I'm not sure.
If it's the right way, that's the roof. The round is the roof and there's a table. I couldn't figure out what it was.
I wasn't that sure. It looks like an industrial. For me, it looks like an industrial uh, room in a building or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, one that came to me was number eight, margarita, and I thought, oh yes, relaxation, a drink, few friends.
It's the weekend, so why not?
Yes,
That's absolutely, yeah.
out of office. I should put as the out of office
Out
uh,
of,
message. Sorry, not in the office today.
no, no.
I
Okay,
was
I
I was
like
looking
it.
at
Thank
number
you.
four.
Thank you, Paula.
Number
What?
four.
I was
Oh
looking at
yeah,
number four. But that is something you will never catch me doing in my life. I'm good.
same here.
Bungee jumping. Okay.
That's the evil Knievel. No, I'm good.
Nah, I've value my life.
I
I like
value my
that.
life.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. And thank you. Thanks for that, you two. Okay, that's brilliant. And Nicola, which one did
I
you pick?
picked, so I went and I kind of like picked a few of them because
Yes.
I'm extra like that. So I started with five because I'm like, oh, that's very corporate-y, kind of like sits in my wheelhouse of keys and vision and opening doors and moving into the future and all that kind of great stuff. Then
Yeah.
I picked six because it reminded me of Guyana and my grandmother's garden and the hibiscus flower. And I know it's not hibiscus, but it just reminded me of that straight
Oh,
away. Then
cool.
I picked number eight because I'm like, oh yeah, I love a good bit of a good nice bit of alcohol.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with the margarita on a Saturday at the
Exactly.
weekend.
And then I picked number seven because I was like, oh, it's pretty. So
Okay.
I just went down a journey. I had time. So I went down
Not
a
keys or lime.
the lines.
Oh,
Okay. So no one picked anything, nothing here came for
No,
anyone.
I picked on that one as well. I only
Ah,
picked number
ah,
two.
you picked number two.
Yeah, because it's red and it stood out. It's a helicopter
Right.
red stood out, and I was just like number two.
I
Oh,
did number four. Fireworks, glitter,
Yeah,
light.
right. I picked on the previous one, I picked the margarita as well because the weekend, like you said, Paulette, and let's
Yeah.
let's chill and relax. It's probably been a hard week or a long week, so let's relax there. And then I picked number 11 on here. So, but it reminded me of when I went to Amsterdam. I didn't ride on a bike, um,
It didn't.
actually, because I remember years ago I went to Centre Parks and I fell off a bike and
Oh,
badly bruised myself. So bad memories. But I love to see that, and it just reminded me of my time over there in Amsterdam. So yeah, that was that.
That
Okay.
them stairs just remind me about walking around in Malta. I never understood why there were so many stairs. It made no sense.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's lovely
so,
stuff in Malta.
so many stairs. It was almost like I was in Venice. It was horrible.
Oh,
Like,
why?
why am I walking up this? Okay, you need to go up this hill to get to this shop. I'm like, but why couldn't I just walk straight? Oh, because we like the stairs.
Wow.
No stairs went in a straight line. Everything was like up,
Mhm.
zigzagging up. I was like, nah, this is long.
oh,
Wow. I didn't know that.
different.
Oh God, no. I don't mind going up there, but
I
too
would
many
never.
stairs.
And the worst thing is that place, yeah, is like where old people go to relax. And
Malta.
I didn't understand why there's so much stairs. I was like, old people don't do stairs, so why's there stairs?
Mm-mm.
You got a point there, actually, but I didn't think Malta was.
I didn't think something
Yeah,
either.
it is. Yeah, it's a very old place. But I would say that Dee, what you were saying is right. When I went there, there's lots of stairs. But my thing wasn't the stairs, it's just that they're all rocky. They're
Yeah,
very stony.
it's the if you go up that stair
Right.
and you're old and your balance ain't too good and you slip a little piece, you're gonna go down like Humpty Dumpty and they might not be able to put that hip back
Else
together.
again. Oh no.
It's
That
very,
sounds
very rocky,
dangerous.
very, very bricky all over the place. It's wild.
So they obviously they built the stairs in the wall in the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, if they didn't build the stairs zigzagging and the stairs just went straight, it'd be less steps. They're like, we went for art. I was like,
Okay.
no, you just went just to be extra. Just make them straight. Straight makes sense. Why
Oh
am I going
wow.
left to right?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
Lord. Okay. Right. Well, let's not. I did want to go to Malta. I think I'll still go because I need to
Yeah,
experience
Malta's
it.
pretty. It's
Go
pretty.
while you're young, auntie. Don't go when you're old.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh God. Okay. Good point. Thank you for that. All right. Well, thank you for that. This icebreaker, I've done it a few times and it always does this. It sparks such conversation for everyone. And the comments that come out of it are each time they fascinate me because it's just something completely, Malta's got too many stairs, oh, people go there to relax and that kind of stuff. It's margarita time. It's brilliant. I love it, and it definitely breaks the ice. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. So I'm not sure if you've thought this might be too early to ask this question. So if it is, you don't have to answer it. But I thought I'd ask it now, just to because you agreed to come on the workshop. What is it that you hope to get out of the workshop? It might be something really simple, just information. It might be just you want to support me. It might be just you're not heading out on Saturday morning. You thought I'll join a Zoom. I don't know. It could be anything. So name a couple of things that you want to take away from this workshop today. Anyone can, yeah,
I'll
go.
start with yeah, of course, supporting you, that's fine. But also with my business hat on, and
Hmm.
Paulette and Dee, you'll get to learn that I'm just 90% business and 10% margarita. Uh, um, it's also you don't know what you don't know, right? So for me, it's kind of like in trusted spaces,
Hmm.
learning from someone who's more of an expert at this than I am.
Hmm. 100%. Yeah, I agree with that. Thanks, Nicola. That's really brilliant. And
I
it's
Uh,
would
be the
say,
same. What do you say, Dee?
I would say it's more of a it's always good to know, like, to have knowledge of something because knowledge gets you places and you'll understand certain things. So if you don't know something, it's better to learn something or at least hear about it so that if you do decide you want to be into it, you've got like a base level to know what you're trying to do.
100%. Yeah, I
And
completely
obviously
agree.
supporting you as well. So it's a
Yeah,
given.
thank you. Yeah, it's a start, isn't it? This is, as you said, Dee, it's a base, as Nicola said, and as Nicola said, you don't know what you don't know, and that's I have to say throughout my training career, that's a phrase that we use all the time. You don't know what you don't know. So yeah, if you get the opportunity to learn something, yeah, go for it. And I'm always doing that. I'm very very nosy. So I will always, if someone says, "Oh, do you know about it?" No, what is it? Tell me, and I will, take some information. Whether I remember it down the line, is
Yeah.
irrelevant. But at least I've got, like you said, Dee, it's sown a seed and it's there. So when maybe the question comes up, I'll think, oh yes, I had a conversation with so and so then,
Mm.
and it will remind me. Paulette,
Oh,
what do you
for
hope
me,
to take
for
from this?
me, it's to support you, no problem.
Thank you.
But also, I've got my own little business as well.
Yes,
And I've been asked, have you got a website? And I said, well, no.
that's the
And
question that people ask you when you've got a business. Oh, have you got a website? Because
you've
they
got a website.
automatically assume that if you have a business, one should have a website.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you, not necessarily.
Not
You might
necessarily.
have different things,
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
necessarily.
Because
Okay.
my business is making I make products.
Oh, what kind of products?
I do crochet. So
Oh,
I crochet wraps, hats, scarves, belly blankets,
oh my gosh,
dish,
really?
dish, yeah, headbands. I do all sort of stuff.
Oh, wow,
So with
brilliant.
that, so I think when people say, "Have you got a website?" I think you have to look onto the website and see
Right,
what I've got.
right.
And then I was going to say, okay, but a lot of people do online shopping. So people
Right.
say ban Instagram, ban TikTok. So I think if I do a website, I say, look, go to my website.
Yeah.
I want to, in my head,
Mm.
build a website where they can see the pictures, see the products, and see the
Yeah.
prices, and perfectly buy it off my website rather than going to
D-
paying extra get on Instagram. They
Right.
get
Right. It direct to you. Very good. Yeah, absolutely thinking. And I'm so glad that you're on today. And I'm so glad that Nicola's on today because Nicola is my I'm in Nicola's PR, Fire PR Club. It's a public relations company that and Nicola is one of the people that's helped to push me along to this point. So I think you need to join. Paulette, just saying, you need to come join this family because the things that you've seen me doing on LinkedIn and various other platforms, a lot of it is down to Nicola and the Fire PR Club. So yeah, we'll talk about that. That's another question, another conversation.
Yeah,
Okay.
might be in touch, Nicola.
That was like the event that we went to. What was it called again, Auntie?
The HR forum
Yeah,
when we did the
that was
speak at the
mad.
Picture House.
That
Yeah.
was mad.
What did you think of that, Dee, actually? Just to let
That,
them
you know
let
what,
them
right?
yeah.
I'll be so real. I went into it with like my eyes open just to see what was going on, just to work out what was going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that was thrown around, I kind of was like, raw, like, okay, yeah, I know this now. Like, that's what certain people were doing. And
Mm,
like when you was hearing certain people talk, and
mm.
then it was like when they was on stage with that girl that was from what the hell are they called? SoundCloud. And
Yes.
I remembered all the madness that happened with SoundCloud where they both almost went bankrupt. And
Right.
then somebody bought, because remember I was telling you about it, and I was like,
You
this
did.
guy that was a musician bought it because he was like, without SoundCloud, I wouldn't have made it to where I am. So I'm going to invest it so that the next people that come along have somewhere to go.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, see, this is the things people
Mm,
wouldn't normally talk about because like if your business isn't doing so great,
mm,
you're not going to be the person to be in the front and say this is what I did and this and this and this because
mm,
some people could be a little bit closed about it because it's
mm,
almost a little bit embarrassing.
mm.
But rather than hide it, they just told the truth and said, look, this is what we did. This is how we got to where we got to. This is
Mm.
what we had to change. We had too many people and not enough concentration. We was paying 9 people to do 4 people's jobs. Like,
Right.
do you know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I remember that, and yeah, I remember. I've forgotten her name now, but yeah, I can see her face. The girl talking about it, and they've taken it to a whole nother level. Yeah. So that was, yeah, it was amazing. So I'll always advocate. Thank you for that, Dee, that we come along to that. And if there's any more, as I said to you, I'm gonna drag you along, because I think it's good for you as a young person. Dee is just you're just over 30 now, Dee, isn't you 30? I remember.
I
Sorry.
know it's a little bit cheeky to talk about people's ages, like
Okay, I didn't say that. It's all right. I'll cut that out. But you're younger than us. So like, let me just say you're younger than us in here. But I think it's this one of the things that I want to do is
my
to
back doesn't tell me I'm younger than you lot. I tell you that much.
Okay. I might cut that the recording. Yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, my one of my things, and Dee will know this, is that I want to give back to our young people. So I can, if I can, whatever I can do with this stuff and work that I'm doing, and I'm going to bring you along if I think it's going to be beneficial, or even if I don't think it's beneficial. If I think of you, you're coming. That's it. And
Yeah,
then
you know me
you can
already.
get
I'm
some
always
knowledge and
ready and raring
information.
to go. I don't mind to go and do
Mm,
something I haven't done before. A lot of
mm,
people might be scared to go to certain
mm.
things. They're like, I've never done that before, so I won't understand it. I'm like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm either gonna learn something or it's just gonna be an experience that I'll remember.
There you go. Exactly. That's what I want to do. Brilliant. Okay. Thank you for that. So moving on. So here are some questions that people have asked me, and you may have had a conversation with other people about it as well. So um how would you describe what a website is, what it's for? I think Paulette quite eloquently said that it's something where you'd give people information basically about what you do, and they can see on there what's happening, and then they can interact with you. You can either purchase something or they can contact you. And that's also what I also say to people, and that's very, very true. The first thing about a website is it's an information, a place where people can get information, and then they can see what you do, and then decide if they want to interact and work with you or buy something from you. So that's what it is. Who would use a website? Well, again, I do. I would. Nicola does. Paulette hasn't yet. Is thinking about it. Dee, not yet. But there are, everyone. Oh no, let's not be so generalistic. Um, a lot of people use websites to give information, to share some information about who they are and what they do, because it's usually the first point of call for people looking for you and what you do. Okay, we've got the other social media platforms, your Instagrams, your TikToks, etc., etc. But you need to decide whether they work for your business, as well, if they're going to be beneficial to you using them. And not all of them will be, but you'll get to learn which ones are. So, in what different ways can you use a website? Well, I think we've probably hit on a few of them. That is, you basically can use it for giving people information. You can use it to sell your products. And those are the two main things that you use it for there. Hosting and the extension. So what is hosting? And I asked that question because it comes up. I put the question on here because it comes up a lot in conversations that I'm having with people. Because people, I think the word domain comes up quickly and easily, whether people know what it is or not. But it is, neither here nor there. But they heard of it, so it comes up more, I think, than hosting. And then an extension as to what that is. So a little bit of a discussion here. So what would, out of these questions here, what would any of you say to this or answer to this? I've given you sort of my opinion there, but what would you say, how you would describe a website? Do you know what hosting is? Do you know what a domain is? Do you know what an extension is, and what it could be? A sample of who would like to speak
I'll
first?
just jump in really quickly and
Yeah.
say, in regards to the selection of questions, the one
Mm,
thing that jumps out to me is ownership. At least with my website, on the
mm,
most part, compared to social media platforms, I own it, right? It belongs to me.
mm,
So, okay, they can go down. It is technology, I get it, but there's a level of more security of owning it rather than it being on Instagram or LinkedIn or TikTok or whatever, which
mhm,
I don't own as much as I can use it 24/7 and I don't have to pay for it. So I think that's the one thing that definitely sits out to me is I own it.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, I like to agree. I like to agree with what Nicola said. Hence why
Mm,
I'd rather have my own website. I've got control, and if I put my product on there to sell, I'm not paying Instagram X amount of my get cut of my profit. I'm not paying TikTok. I'm not really a TikTok person, but
Right, right. Or Facebook, because
Instagram
they've got Facebook ads, Instagram ad, and all of those
exactly.
things, and it
Yeah,
costs you.
I've got my Facebook as well. Because my
Right.
Instagram linked to my Facebook, they're all the same family, isn't it? Or but Metro, whatever you call it. Meta.
Okay.
So yeah, so for me,
Mm.
it's like what Nicola said, control and ownership. Yeah, I agree with that.
Very true. Yeah. Very, very true, actually. Yeah. I hadn't I hadn't thought about it like that in such a, but you're right. It's yours, you own it, you control it, which is brilliant. Um, and how D, what would you say to some of these questions?
It depends on what you see when people say like an extension, because obviously if you're making a website, it's kind of an extension of yourself where it's
Mm,
speaking for you.
mm,
So it could be a thing of you've added your link tree with all
mm,
your website, your Instagram, your Twitter, everything on there attached to it. So it's
mm,
obviously an extension of yourself. So it's like when you hand somebody a business card and it might have a QR code on it, and you
mm,
go, if there's any more information that you needed that I haven't given you now,
mm,
and you wanted to look something up, it's on my
mhm.
website. Here, scan it, have a look. So it's
Right,
an extension of yourself. It's almost like leaving a piece of yourself behind for someone
right,
to
right. I'm
find
with
out.
you.
That's
Okay.
what I would call an extension.
Yeah, I hear that. Cool, cool. Okay, I've got that. Brilliant. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay. And oops, go back here. There we go. So, task time. Let's have a look. So, we oh wow, we've come through right. Thanks, Nicola, for the reminder for that one. For you. So just yeah, when you're ready, just yeah, give us a little beep when you're ready to go. So one of the exercises I'll do here is we're going to look at a website or two. But let me ask you, I won't do the exercise. What I'm going to ask you is, have you looked, like for you, Paula, actually, have you looked at any websites recently that would give you an idea of what you would like to do? Or is there anyone else out there doing anything similar or the same as what you used to do? What did you find if you found anything?
Thank you for that, Sean, because I haven't actually looked at anybody's website that does my products.
Okay.
Have I? I don't think I have.
Don't worry, that's okay. Well,
That's something I'm going to look at another person's website. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's a task for you. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna do it now because
thank you.
we haven't got too much time to do that. But you go and have a look at other, just Google and see what comes up. And then that'll spark some ideas for you and, get you to think like, oh, okay, I haven't thought of doing it that way.
Mm.
Or, oh, that's a good idea. I like that. So yeah, go and have a look at a couple. You may actually go down a rabbit hole and you might end up looking at 10 or so, but because I know what I'm like, once I
Yeah,
start, I think, oh, that one looks okay. Let me just check out another one. And then before I know it, I've got like, 10 on the list and like, oh, yeah, let me go back and find that one. So
yeah.
yeah,
I'll
definitely
do
that's
that.
what I would advise. Go and have a look. And then, what is it you like about the website, what you don't like about the website? Um, Navigation, when I create websites for people, navigation is, making it as simple as possible. Not too simple, don't get me wrong when I use that word, but I use it because it describes how I think a website should be. It should be easy to navigate. It should be clean and nice to look at. You know what I mean? And not be things flying all in and out and all around the place. You don't want that. It's too busy, and people will disappear off of it very quickly. So and then once you've done all of that, have a look at one thing that you would do to change that website. Or basically, what would you not do on your website and what would you do? So make a note of those things there. So that's the advice I would give people to do. So you can have a look at that. Sorry. Sorry, excuse me. Mm. Okay. So D, you talk about an extension, which is an extension of yourself. Absolutely true. One of the things with websites is an extension being the end of the name of the domain. So people tend to gravitate, I think, towards .com, something.com. And I'm not sure if everyone understands why um why it's relevant as opposed to being .co.uk or .org or .net or some of the other very interesting ones that come up. Now, the extension is going to dictate how much for a lot of these website providers, it's going to dictate how much it's going to cost you. So if it's the .co.uk, that means that you're only working within the UK. You're not going over, going overseas, or you're not going global, and you're happy to do business in the UK. Whereas .com, it gives you, for people, the persona that you're going to be international, global, and you will do business all around the world. But the .com is invariably going to cost you more than the .co.uk. And then we get into the .org, .net, and some other other interesting ones that are popping up, and they can be a bit more expensive because they're very niche, and they're very very unique. So if you want to go down that road, you can do that, but it will cost you. Okay, and it does indicate also the type of business, or its location as well. So .co.uk speaks for that. .org is an organization. It could be a charity or something like that. So those things. So be aware of those things that when you're looking at them, or checking this out. So, time for a pause. You like my little putty cat? I like my cat. As a I thought this was an appropriate picture here for a pause and questions. Any thoughts? Any more questions here? Thank you for. I like the fact that you're interacting as we go along. It's nice to have that, as I said, going along. Any questions at this point?
Mine is a really quick question because I do have to jump off in a
You're
minute.
going to
But
jump off? Yes, yeah.
you said .com and then .co.uk. What if, for instance, you have like .com, that's fine, and you redirect it.
Yeah.
And .co.uk could be your main one, which is what I've got. But what
Yeah.
if I wanted to choose something like .Jamaica or .Guyana or something else to identify that I work also in those individual countries?
Right.
Is
Like
that
a
advisable?
geolocation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, if it's out there, you can do that, but it will probably cost, because that will be so unique. Otherwise, I need to investigate this. I thought about this before, whether you can, because when you're in, Guyana or Jamaica or New Zealand, for example, they've got their .nz.eu, the extensions there, like our .co.uk, it'll be .au for Australia, CA for Canada. So you could probably purchase a website over there, in another country. But if it's as specific as that, it's gonna cost. I've seen, I can't remember what it was, the name of it, but I remember that the amount, it was over £2,000 for this particular extension, and I
Wow.
thought, wow, okay. I didn't realize that it could go to that amount of money just for a domain name. But if you want to pay that, you want to be
That's
that
a lot of
unique.
pies. That's like a lot of pies to maintain, because obviously it being a separate domain from
Mm,
your normal one,
mm,
that means now any updates you do on your normal one, you'd have to double it down. So if you've got to make editations on it or
mm.
changes, it'll get really expensive. So I feel like the .com is better because that covers you
It for a lot,
worldwide
right? A
rather
wider
than
market
like
already.
GA location.
Okay, makes sense. Any thoughts on that, Paulette?
Yeah, I was gonna say I have actually got my own domain on my
Mm,
business.com.
yeah, .com.
Yeah,
Good.
I didn't think about the .uk, .co.uk.
Right, you went
I
straight for
went straight
.com.
to .com, yeah.
Why is that? Just not
Yeah,
sure.
maybe just everybody's got, well, it's common. .com is a common, it's a
You have
common
to think
thing,
about
can't
it
you?
It
with
is.
everybody that's been using computers for as long as we've been using them for.
Yeah.
.com has kind of just become like the staple.
Yes,
That's it. You got
Like
it.
if
very
if
true.
you're gonna go on Google, it's google.com, or
Yeah.
Even
sometimes it might
your
might be
workplace is
in
.com. So
Even, yeah, a lot of you, yeah. Do you know, I did work with someone, and it was .co.uk. They didn't have .com, and I couldn't understand. I that jumped out at me. So
ah,
yeah, that was thinking. Nicola, it's 11 minutes past. So we're going to say ta-ta to you. Thank you very much for attending. We're going to carry on. Are you, Dee and Paulette, are you okay to continue for a little bit? We've only
Oh
got a
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit to do,
definitely.
yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
Brilliant,
cool.
thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
Nicola.
so
Lovely to
much.
see
And
you.
I'll watch the recording. I'll watch the recording.
Yes, I'll send it off to you once it's done. I'll email it over to you. Brilliant. Thank
Thank
Nice
you.
you.
to meet
Nice
you,
to meet you, Dee.
Nicola.
Nice to
Enjoy the
meet Paulette.
day.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay, thank you. Yeah, for that. So good thoughts. So basically, so my services, what I do is basically I do consultation. Okay, so I will talk to you for it's usually more than 30 minutes. I put 30 minutes here, but yeah, I can talk. I'm a trainer, so I can talk. I talk a lot longer than 30 minutes. But we can discuss, if you've got any thoughts, you've got any questions or concerns or anything like that. Let's, come and talk to me, and then we can make a decision as to where you're going, what you want to do, what's the best thing for you, etc., etc. So I have got three separate packages that I can use. Um, so the first one is where I will purchase the domain name for you, because some people are like, oh, I don't know what to have, I don't know how to do it. How do you do purchase? Because buying a domain and buying hosting. So let me just say about the hosting. So the domain is the name of who you are, Paulette.com. Yep, that's who you are. The hosting you need to have, because you need to have the ability to be on the internet. If you don't have hosting, nobody's going to find you. They can type in paulette.com all day long, but because you haven't bought that piece of space, they won't find you. So if you haven't got a domain, for some people who haven't got anything at all, I'll buy the domain for them. I'll buy the hosting, and I will create them a basic website, probably about 4 pages, with the basic information on there. I'll get them to send me some information, some pictures about me, info, and all of that, and then my creative juices will get going, and then I'll present that to them. Okay. That generally, well, retails without a domain name. If I've got to buy the domain name for you, it's going to come to 560. But if you've already got your domain, it comes to 460. Okay, that's my standard price in there. For package 2, it's exactly as package 1, but on top of that, you will also get maintenance from me, where I will maintain your website, and that will be an hourly rate of £60 an hour. So once you've paid your fee of, for me to create the site for you, you're happy with it, then I will then maintain it for you, and it's an hourly rate. I've made it an hourly rate because a lot of the work that needs to be done once the site is up and running will probably take less than an hour, because it's usually just tweak this and tweak that. So it may not be £60, it could be less than that. However, sometimes the work, it might take longer than that. Okay, so that's that package there. And then package 3 is where I will, same as package 1 again, but I am updating. Oh, sorry, package 3 is where I will update your existing site. So if someone else has created your site, you created it, and you don't have the time or the inclination to update it yourself, I will update that for you. I'll have a look at it, work out how it's working, what you want to do, and that is at £70 per hour. Okay, and I work on an hourly rate, as I said, because it could be slightly less, it could be a little bit more, but at least and I know exactly, what we streamlined as to what it's going to cost you. Okie doke. But everything is negotiable. I know I've given you those prices there, and those figures there, but everything is negotiable. So, and I'm open to negotiations, but that's the starting rate there. As well, as part of my maintenance plan, there's you can pay as you go. So if you want to do it monthly, or you want to do it as you go along. So you think, look, Sharon, I need you to work on this for me. It's going to take a couple of hours. Do you mind doing that? No problem. But if you prefer to pay monthly, then you can have a monthly plan. So example, if it's on a monthly, 4 hours a month, doesn't have whatever 4 hours it is, it'll be £200. So whatever you want me to do, I won't go outside of the 4 hours. I will take 4 hours to do that. On a 3 month plan, it's 520, and that's 10 hours over 3 months. So you can spread it out and just come to me whenever you need to, and we'll just, keep a log, and then I can do that for you. And if you want to do it over 6 months, it's 900, and I've got £900, and it's 20 hours, and that's across the 6 months. So just spread that out whenever you want, me to do anything on your site there. And then we have the 12-month plan, which is,
One question I have,
yes,
when you're breaking down prices, is that including VAT? Because some people, when they're doing businesses,
yes,
they would want the price without VAT and with VAT.
without VAT and with that. This at the moment, I'm without VAT. It's without VAT.
That's without VAT.
Yes, yeah, it's without VAT. It's flat rate. Maths not my greatest thing, so I like to keep it simple. So that's the figure I give you, that's the
Obviously,
figure you're
when
going to
some
work.
people like to do their taxes for the end of the year, they can
Yeah,
see where they could write certain things off.
yeah,
So that would be the one thing I would say you should have. I know it's a little bit of a faff and a little bit of a brain thing to figure it out, but it's always just like add 20%. I think it works out to
yeah,
be
yeah.
something
Well,
like that.
at the moment, thanks for that reminder for that. As reminding me, at the moment, there's a threshold that that I can work to. I'm not hitting that threshold yet. So for the moment, there's no VAT, but there will come a point when the prices will differ because of the VAT, but that's without VAT. But thank you for that. I might actually put that in my notes to remind me to say that.
Because then if
Thank
you
you.
have a big client
Mm,
that's gonna have you maintaining something, and you
mm,
go, right, you want this covered for the year,
mm.
it's gonna cost you this plus that.
Plus 20% VAT.
And then obviously you can kind of negotiate, because if they go, oh, that's a little bit much, you go, all right, I tell you what, I'll take this much out and still with that, and we end up here. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It gives you a little bit more wiggle room with.
Right, exactly. And that's what I was saying about everything is negotiable. Because I've said these figures here, but everything is negotiable. What can I do for you? What can you do for me? That and that works. Bartering system's been going on for centuries. So hey, I am open to that. But I had to have a starting point. So this is my starting point. So this is why I have all those pay as you go, or you can do a monthly plan. Thank you for the reminder, Dee. So, contact details. So this is my email address, my website. You can WhatsApp me on that there. And if I can ask you to complete my little survey, I'm going to put it in the chat, which is over here. Oh, no, wrong one. That was yesterday's escapade. Da, 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 da. Control C. Thank you very much. Any thoughts, questions? I can't get my format thing. I'm going to stop sharing for the moment because this is not behaving for me. So, any other thoughts? Any questions? Let me close my presentation. Yeah, oh, yeah, I'm going to leave that on the screen there for the moment. Yeah, so any thoughts?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this session.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I've done quite a few bits and pieces. I've got my domain name.
Yes.
I've got my what do you call it? Email, my email address.
You've got an email address, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few bits and pieces I've done in the background. So I may have to come to you and say, look, this is what I've done so far.
Yeah.
I don't fully understand what I've done, but I've done it. So yeah, there's a few bits. I'll probably come to you for clarification.
That
Oh,
is absolutely fine. That we can use it we can have a little consultation just to
yeah,
give you back. That's not a problem. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fine. Because sometimes you just need, you said, clarity as
yeah.
to where you're going,
So
what you're
obviously, I'm
doing.
paying for it monthly as well. So I'm thinking, what am I paying for? Be-
Brilliant. Right.
Being
Yeah.
administrator of my emails, things, little bits and pieces like that.
Right. Yeah.
application.
Yeah, there is that because I know that that's the other thing that I forgot to mention that there are some providers out there because what the applications that I use are your GoDaddy, your Wix, Ionos, 123. Those are the applications that I will use, and generally, um, if I've created a site for someone, what they'll do is what I've done recently is I'll hand it over to them once I've done it and they're happy with it. I go, okay, then we'll transfer like payment for it over to the client. So
Mm.
yes, I'll create the site for you, but some people think, they're good to go and they will want to maintain it themselves because they don't want the outlay of someone maintaining it. And it's quite simple and easy for them to do. So they can
Mm,
maintain it themselves. So then I'll hand it over and say, thank you, yeah, goodbye, good luck with it. But if you
yeah,
need anything, you can come back to me. And they're happy to maintain it because there's not too much maintenance going on with them. But then there are the other people who they haven't got the time or the space to do it. So I
yeah.
will maintain it for them. But
Okay,
I can do that and hand it over to you. But yeah, we can have a little discussion about and give you some clarity on where you're going, what
excellent.
you're doing. No problem at all.
Thank you.
Okay. I've managed to get the survey into the chat. Thank you. And so I'll put the link in there. So if you can fill that in for me, I will be very, very grateful. And I can stop my recording now. Okay, let's stop the recording. So thank you for those who attended the session. I'm going to stop the recording, and then anyone who is watching it on the replay, you can reach out to me in the contact details. Thank you.